folks, Dan Frio here, the Mortgage Update. Today is March 24th, 2020. So let's get at it. The stock market had a good day. And then the futures for tomorrow. How do you read this? Just while I'm here. Futures means what's it kind of looking like to do tomorrow. So that even came into a better day. But the Fed is coming up with their kind of stimulus package, and they are pumping tons and tons and tons of money in mortgage-backed securities, thus creating this today. Okay, it's making me happy, but there's really nothing going on the lender side of things. And here I'll explain what's going on. Okay, so bear with me. We're not going to go through technicals. We're not going to go through some housing data that came out today. We're not going to go over the unemployment or employment numbers that are coming out, or the manufacturing numbers, because we know they're all going to be dismal. Okay, so let's throw that aside. There's a temporary window, 30, 60, 90 days that we have here. And again, I'm going to plead to you. And today was bonkers. So if you called me, I apologize if I didn't answer your phone. I have assistants. We've taken probably over 25 applications today. So thank you. Because you're reaching out and you're seeking guidance. And I hope I didn't come across as a complete jerk yesterday when I'm like, guys, rates just went to the lowest in history. And if you're not prepared this time, I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault. I am here. Last night I worked from 8 o'clock in there, 7:30 in the morning to about 10:30 at night. We're here. I'm trying my best to help each and every person out there that's looking for a mortgage. That being said, I have a couple, I'll say, horror stories to tell you, just to be careful. None of us know what tomorrow's going to bring. But here's what happened yesterday. I just got a call from a company or a loan officer that I know at another company. And they said at a closing almost all day yesterday, finally the lender says, we can't fund the loan. And their warehouse lines kind of got blocked. And the people couldn't buy their house. So that's what happened. I also just got an internal text from another friend of mine at another huge company. And I forget what the text actually said. Basically, we're in trouble. And it's a company out there. They have phenomenal rates. But the problem is they really don't pay their employees much. And when you're working on that thin a margin, any hiccup in the markets can crush you. And I think that's what's going to happen. We also had a conference call with some of the top wigs at our company today, and there's a big lender out there, and you know who it is, one of the top 3 or 5 banks out there that are basically pulling the plug on a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of programs, a good amount of programs. And they're cutting back on jumbos, cashing out on jumbo loans, and a whole slew of other products that they have. Now, the concern that's coming on right now is there's a huge flow of business in the door that's making things fantastic. How the lenders control the flow of the business and if they're getting it or not is they lower rates to turn up the volume to bring in more business, or they turn up the rates to kind of halt things. Okay. That being said, these numbers here, you can see the chart here. Let's just condense it a little bit more. If you see the chart here, we surpassed, I locked in almost everybody here, and then I locked in a good amount of people right in this range here today and yesterday, okay? You can see, rates actually went to this level today. It was short-lived. It was such a brief moment that none of us could catch it, but we're right here. Okay, and I'll explain this to the newbies out there here in a minute. But you're going to say, well, this is almost the same as this. Yeah, but rates in here are about 3.3 to 3.5. Rates here were 2.875. What's happening is the lenders are saying, we can't handle this business. A lot of them. We are well funded. Another thing that's happening to a lot of other companies are they're getting bombarded with payoffs. And I'll move over to here right now to explain this. Mortgage delinquencies could bankrupt servicing. What happens is there's a servicing company that we don't service our loans. So that we do the loans, and we sell off the loans and make some money in between doing that shuffle. Then the servicers get there and they make monies, and they might just completely service the loan, or they might just collect payments. That being said, there's a huge runoff. People are paying off their loans fast and fast and fast and furious. A lot of the companies are running out of money, and because they're getting paid off so fast, that they're having financial difficulties. And so be careful if you're looking to buy a home. This is ironic that I'm doing this video because I already had it prepped. I just got an email from a young lady or a young man in Florida looking for a mortgage, and says, you know what, I've been watching you for months, and I have a pre-approval, and I locked in my rate with this lender, but I think it's I owe it to myself to reach out to you because I watch all your videos and see how you meticulously go into the markets and see what's what. Basically looking for a backstop or a second opinion. Well, the good news behind this is you got to watch your financial institution at this time. Even the big ones might be shutting their doors for 30, 60, 90 days. So if you're buying, don't be stuck. It might be a week before you're supposed to close, or it might be the day of your closing, like I just said, and they might walk in and saying, yeah, we don't have any money. And there's really nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. There might be some legal action, but let's say you get an attorney and you go through all this other stuff. By the time you pay the attorney fees, you're going to net nothing out of the thing anyways. So take that for what it's worth. So what I'm getting at is, be safe. In this particular case, the client was looking for a 30-year mortgage. I was actually able to reduce their rate by about 40 basis points. So almost 0.5%. And it was a fairly big sized loan. So they're probably going to save, like in this case, they were saving about just shy of $100 a month. That adds up over time. $100 is $100. So just letting you know. So be careful of the lender you're dealing with. I always say right now, especially if you're buying a home, get a secondary or backup offer from a lender, and be prepared to kind of have a huge curveball thrown at you. They might call you, 2-3 weeks down the road, a week before you're closing, and say, guys, we can't fund on your loan, or we're not doing your loan, or whatever. Also, if you're out there seeking a specific kind of loan, a lot of lenders are cutting programs. They're saying, we won't do cash out refis. Meaning you can't consolidate any debt or pull out any money. Just because your lender isn't doing it doesn't mean there's nobody out there doing it. I have all these programs available to me. We are well funded right now with warehouse lines and our own cash. We are not servicing loans, so we don't have the servicing default issues. So we're as stable as they possibly can be in the market in today's world. So I'd highly suggest, even use me as a plan B. I don't mind you, basically the whole intent of my channel is to educate you and put you in a good position. So let's say, for example, even somebody's beating my rate, let's maybe even get you in our system just in case, something happens where I already have some of your data here. It's going to waste, maybe a half hour of your time, and waste some of mine, but I don't mind doing that. I'd rather put you in a safe spot than you can say, hey, I closed at this other bank and they did, but Dan did. Please post down below. When I do help you out, please post that, hey, I talked to Dan, he called me back. I'm working with Dan. He did what he said. He, backed up. He is the one that answers the phone. I got a couple calls today. People were kind of giddy about, you actually do answer the phone. I'm like, yeah, I do answer the phone. So that being said, today was a great day for MBSs. Let me explain what MBSs are for those newbies out there. How we follow mortgage rates isn't the 10-year Treasury, isn't any other T-bill or corporate bonds or anything. It is an instrument called mortgage-backed security, MBS. That's the symbol for it. So what happens is this is a bond. So in its simplest terms, when you're investing in a bond, the more money you pay for that bond or that investment, the lower your yield, okay? So because you're paying more for that investment, thus in return drives down the rate of return that you're getting. That's the rate of return is the mortgage rate, okay? So we like when the payment or the price goes up because it drives down the rate. So this is phenomenal, the 98. We got crushed right through here. Now let me explain to you, this move from here to here was over 1% in the rate of going up. I said I was locking people right in the 2.875, 3% range. This went to the mid fours. This is 4.5, say. That's this move. We're back up to, I've quoted, I don't know how many people today in the low threes. I still haven't seen yet any piece of the puzzle or any program out there in the twos on a fixed longer term loan. But they're around the corner, I think, if a lot of lenders will kind of, the dust settles a little bit. So I'm not going to go through the technical numbers today or anything. Basically, this is you want your mortgage advisor sitting there tick by tick by tick, watching out for your best interest, and that's what I do. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, I'd love for you to tune in tonight on WYLL Radio from 7:30 to 8 p.m. You can hear me there. Saturday, you can hear me on WIND Radio. It's one of the largest talk radio shows in the Chicagoland area. I'm on there from 7 to 8 a.m. If you want me to look at your mortgage statement and see how much money we can save you, please send me your mortgage statement. Email me, Frio, D for Dan, Frio is my last name, FRIO, at preferredrate.com, or call me. That's the quickest way to get us. I apologize if I'm not the one that answers, but one of my assistants will answer. I promise you somebody will answer, or we'll get back with you very quick. And everything gets reviewed by me anyways. But normally I'll call and just say, at least, thank you. Thank you for calling. Thank you for watching. And thank you for giving us a chance at this. So that's the best way to get me. But if you would, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you want me to talk about. You know, I went over what the federal funds rate is that the Federal Reserve controls. I went over all kind of stuff. I need to know what you guys want me to talk about. So please leave some comments down below. I answer every comment. You can go back to all 500 of my channels or videos, and I have answered almost every comment. And if I didn't, I just missed it. So give us an email, shoot us a phone call. I'm here to help you. Again, my name is Dan Frio, the Mortgage Update. If you have a mortgage you want us to review, send in the mortgage statement, and right on there also, give me some details. How much money do you make? What do you think your credit score is? If you're looking to buy a home, I can't stress this enough. Get a very, very, very well-funded mortgage company, because if they're giving you a 2.99 rate and mine's 3.25, you're probably not going to use me. But we'll be there the day that your loan is funding and you're getting those keys handed over to you. I assure you that. So God bless. Take care. Hope you're all safe and healthy. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye-bye.